Good morning. Today is December the 11th. I have, on occasion, off and on, decided if I wanted to do a regular podcast. I started Lawana Urban Voices, and I was doing pretty good to do a daily, I guess, recap or a daily opinion of my thoughts, but that didn't always, um, wasn't always possible. So I really wanted to start 2024 making a commitment to do my daily podcast and just kind of give my daily take on what's going on in politics and um, what's happening in the news, a little entertainment, a little crime documentary stuff. Not documentary stuff, but just my takes on the different stuff going on in our area. We have our elections coming up next year, so that's really super important. And I kind of want to make sure that I'm projecting um, some information that might be helpful to people in different states that happen to catch Lawana's Urban Voices. And maybe you guys could just be a little bit more politically active this year because we really are going to need everyone participating together. So, one of the other things that I really wanted to talk about today was kind of what's going on in my state of Texas. I live in Texas, and right now we have a young mother who is, I think she's 4 months pregnant, about to be 5 months pregnant, and her baby is not viable. And because her baby's not viable and it's basically dying inside of her, it's also killing her. In Texas, it's illegal to have an abortion after a baby's heartbeat is detected. So basically, within this first 6 to 8 weeks, it's illegal to have an abortion in Texas. This young woman, if she is not allowed to have an abortion, not only is she in danger of losing her life, but then she's also in danger of being able to get pregnant again. She could possibly lose her uterus because she's not allowed to have a medical abortion to save her life because the baby is not viable. The baby's not going to survive outside of the womb. The baby might not make it to a viable term. So the longer she's pregnant, the more her health is at risk. She's already been admitted to the emergency room, from my understanding, based on um, the news here 4 or 5 times. And each time they're like, we need to abort this pregnancy because it's hurting your health. And each time she had to file a lawsuit with the Supreme Court in Texas asking for the permission to abort a pregnancy that could save her life. She won the first case, and believe it or not, Texas appealed that decision. So her abortion was delayed once again. Now you're saying, why can't she just leave the state and have an abortion? Because if you leave the state of Texas and have an abortion, that's also illegal, and she could be prosecuted with criminal um, charges if with criminal charges if someone reports her. More than likely, she would be reported and then she would be charged for crossing state lines and having an abortion. So basically, she needs to have permission from the state of Texas to do a life saving procedure. And right now, she is being prevented from saving her life, saving her uterus, and making a decision about an abortion that's in the best interest of her health, her personal health. She didn't set out to have an abortion, she ends up with a genetic condition that makes it necessary for her to have an abortion. That is why, with the elections coming up in 2024, how important it is for women to vote and for women to have their voices heard, because we are being controlled by men who don't experience what we experience are telling us what to do with our bodies. And men are telling us that we as women are second class citizens who are incapable of making decisions, medical decisions, that impact our health, our body, our reproductive organs. They're telling us that no, we're going to make the decision for you because you're incapable of making them for yourself. And we're not the only state that has a ban on abortion. We're one of many states that have this ban on abortions. And as women going into the 2024 elections, it is going to be imperative. It is going to be important. It doesn't matter what side of the fence that you fall on, if you're pro life or pro choice. At the end of the day, we should be pro women. We should be women who want to make that decision for ourselves. You might not agree with whatever decision that I want to make for my body, but you should allow me to make that decision for my body. I should not be told that a procedure that could save my life, save my reproductive organs, that could allow me to get pregnant in the future is against the law today. And with all of these different laws that are coming up saying that men feelings supersede our feelings, women's feelings, we have to do something. We have to decide that we need to make a change and that women need to stick up and stand together. This doesn't become a race issue. This is not about Black women, white women, Hispanic women, Asian women, any nationality of women. This is about a woman having the right to make a decision about her health. I cannot leave my health in the hands of a man who doesn't go through the health experiences I go through. What if we decided that going forward, if a man got prostate cancer, he couldn't get prostate treatment because that could possibly leave him sterile. So therefore, no, you can't have any treatment for your prostate cancer because we don't want you to become sterile. How is that not the same thing? How is that not taking his health decisions out of his hands and putting them in the hands of someone who doesn't understand, who's not going through it, who can't make an informed decision based on that person's individual needs? Um, when I say that this whole situation with this young lady in Texas, I am praying for her health. I am praying for her strength. And I am praying that nothing happens to her personally by this attempt by our U.S. attorneys general, um, trying to keep her from doing a procedure that could save her life. What is wrong with our U.S. attorney general? They've given him the medical records. They've taken this to court. The court has decided that yes, this woman needs this procedure. And he appeals the decision and makes sure that she's unable to get the treatment that she needs. All I have to say is, ladies, 2024 elections are coming up and they are going to be so important for us, for women, on so many different levels. And I will be addressing all of the different levels beginning with my, hopefully, it will be every few days podcast, but definitely I will do a weekly podcast on the issues that are affecting women, what we need to do to band together, because it's not about being a feminist, it's not about wanting traditional values to go away. What women need to be doing is saying that we just want to have the right to have control over our bodies. We want the right to have fairness when it comes to our bodies. Um, we want to feel comfortable when we go somewhere as a woman and know that if I make a decision, I'm going to be heard. We aren't often heard. And it's not that I can say it's Black women, it's white women, it's women aren't heard, period. And this young lady who's going through this horrific situation, she's white. She's fighting for her life. She's fighting for the right to save her uterus in a state that says men make health decisions for us. Not even her husband can make the decision for her, but he would like for his wife to be alive. He doesn't want his wife to die by carrying a dead fetus that is killing her body. But our attorney general has said the law is the law. And because our Senate and House are controlled by people who think they have a right to decide for each person's health, this woman could possibly lose her life. And if she doesn't lose her life, she would lose the ability to have any more children, um, because of the ban on abortions in Texas. Like I said, whatever your stance is, pro life, pro choice, you stand on that. I'm not trying to change your mind, but what I'm saying is the decision, for whatever decision you make, it should be made by the person who is in that situation at that particular moment. That's what I'm saying. A woman should have a right to decide what's in her best interest when it comes to her body. That's it. It shouldn't be decided by the state. It shouldn't be decided by a bunch of politicians. It should be decided by a healthcare professional who went to school for this. It should be decided by the persons whose body is affected by this, and then her spouse or better half, or whatever that situation may be, so they can make an informed decision on what's the best course of action and treatment for that particular situation. Every situation is different, every outcome is different. And it's heartbreaking that this young lady is going through this, all because she doesn't have any rights over her own body. So, with the elections coming up um, in 2024, like next year, we got a lot of decisions to make. We got a lot of different seats that are going to be coming opening in your Senate, your House over the next couple of years, because those are 2-year positions. We got to make sure we are on top of who's coming in and who's going out, so that we can start making some informed decisions, and then holding these politicians to represent us the way they said they would represent us if we voted for them. That is the key. And I will be talking more about some of these younger people getting more active in politics. Um, some of these, what can we do to ensure that rights are good for everybody and not just certain individuals? Um, it's going to be 2024, and our country is somewhat divided by racism, but not as divided as the news would like you to think. So I believe that if we decide to work together and not let the news media dictate for us um, how we feel about what we want in the best interest of our country, um, I don't believe we're ever going to all be 100% on board with each other. But at the end of the day, this is our country. We're all here, and we need to work together to start making some real improvements, because we are going to hell in a handbag pretty quickly in this country, and we shouldn't be. We have so many opportunities, so many freedoms, but at the same time, we seem to be going in a backward spiral, and we can't afford to go backwards. We have to move forward. We have to continue progressing in a positive manner. And I know that it's hard for people to understand that sometimes it can't always be about race. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. So, what can we do to bring ourselves together, especially women? Especially women. We are being, oh my gosh, we're being bombarded from every aspect, from sports, from medical decisions, from parenting decisions. Women are being we're being pushed back into the dark ages with being told how we should act, behave, what we should accept. That's not that's not how it should be. That's not what it should be. So, I know a lot of people don't think politics matters, but they do. And somehow or another, as women, we're going to have to bring this together and start fighting for the rights of women. Like I said, whatever issue or whatever side you're on doesn't matter at this point. As a woman, we are going to need to stick together and make sure that we make some changes in 2024 that allow women to be heard. And that's it. Women have to be heard. And we are not heard. We are not heard. And I can tell you why I say that, because during the Republican debate last week, Nikki Haley, the only woman on the stage, was verbally attacked by one of the male, and I don't even want to say his name because he was horrible. He questioned Nikki Haley's intelligence and compared it to his 3-year-old child. What the hell? That is why I say women are being attacked. This man negated Nikki Haley's accomplishment, whether you like her or not. That is one smart cookie. You don't have to like her, you don't have to care for her politics, but you will not insult her intelligence and what she has accomplished in her life and compare her intelligence to a 3-year-old child. That is why I say women are being attacked. That is why I say we are not allowed to make decisions that we are not being heard. From this young lady in Texas who can't have an abortion to save her life, to you verbally insulting a woman's intelligence on TV for what purpose? Because she is smarter than you? Because she is more intelligent than you? So you felt threatened? And the only way to make your little male ego feel better was to compare her intelligence to that of a 3-year-old? And if he's your son, he's probably not that intelligent based on who his father is. Did you think about that? So not only did you insult Nikki's intelligence, you basically said you're not the most intelligent knife in the drawer either, and neither will my child. He's going to be just as dumb as I am because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So, with that being said, I hope you guys tune in to my YouTube channel for Lawana's Urban Voices. Um, Hopefully, I'll be able to merge my Google Podcast, Lawana's Urban Voices, with my YouTube channel, and that way I can kind of reach a broader audience. But thank you guys for listening, and you guys will be hearing from me a lot more in 2024. We have to get out here and make a difference and make a change. And we have to protect women in the process. Thank you. Bye bye.